conference. Where's Utah's guys going to rank in this list?
Oh, Utah,
stop it!
future big.
I was gonna try to keep from having.
We kind of have to get into how
we have to.
Well, just a little bit of how ridiculous a rumor that was. In that,
no, it is still,
or is
it's still current.
Yeah. Look, Utah's not going to the ACC, and especially not going to the ACC based on the idea that the ACC is somehow more stable than the Big 12, considering that the ACC is in court with two different schools right now.
And people trying to jump off the ship. Yep.
Stability.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of gullible people on Twitter, and there's also people on Twitter who just want looks no matter what, and that's the name of the game. And I think there was a former reporter or current reporter, I don't know what you'd even classify Dick Weiss as now, but I think he basically saw what was at the very beginning, as I best understand it, an Oregon State created rumor. So let's start there, that it was Oregon State fan or fans that created this total rumor. And then it was picked up as though I'm hearing that, and it's like, okay, first of all, that's completely out of left field. It makes no sense whatsoever. Just on the surface, it makes no sense. And though, because Utah fans, I think some segment of them would love that because they don't want to be in the Big 12 or whatever the case may be. And because there's other people who just love realignment chaos, they don't care to see if it's true or not.
No,
they
I
just
think
want to run
there
with
you go.
it.
There you go. I think that, and listen, we grew a great deal because of realignment and chaos. But someone could throw something up, whether true or not, and people are going to run with it because they're so thirsty for it to see it happen.
One thing we always did was we either let it be known that this is pure imaginary stuff that we're talking about.
The Utah and absolutely. Yeah.
Or we were very clear that anything we talked about was based in some sort of reality. The Pac-12 thing, I don't care how many times people, a couple people wanted to sit there and try to poke holes in it, which turned out you were wrong, absolutely 100% wrong.
Across the board.
But it was all based in reality because there was a TV contract being negotiated that had a bit of a time frame on it. And that was the whole story the entire time. You could twist it into whatever else you wanted to. This right here is based on really absolutely nothing.
More wish and hopeful thinking. Yeah.
Given that it was created by an Oregon State fan, we can just start there, and then was picked up the way that it was, I think is just a sad look into just how much a rumor can pick up steam and then be picked up by quote-unquote journalists and presented as though it's fact, when what you heard was a few tweets you saw on Twitter, and then because you have some type of a background, there's enough people out there that want it to be true or hope that it's true, and they see, oh, he's a reporter. He must be reporting the truth. And it just goes crazy.
And there's also some accounts that have been wrong 100% of the time, that they jump into it and people believe them, whatever. Connor Johnson's an Oregon State fan. Connor, we haven't always agreed on some of our coverage in Oregon State, the Pac-12 and the Big 12, whatever.
We didn't tell them they had a spot right
away. Good luck. I mean,
yeah.
if there's an opportunity there, then good luck to you in Oregon State.
Well, did he have something to say?
No, he was just having fun.
I think Oregon State fans had a ball with that, and I think a ton of fans from all over the Big 12 and probably from Washington State as well are laughing today at the fact that Utah's Mark Harlan felt the need to come out and issue a statement, which unfortunately on Twitter is, well, didn't he do this when the Big 12 was calling? And
that's
you're right,
true.
He did.
A lot.
And you can't respond to every Twitter thing, so you've got to be careful with that. But I think that one caught so much steam over the holiday weekend that he must have felt like we got to say something because this is starting to spiral.
Yeah.
And
there's going to be Utah fans that don't want to be where they are now, and that's fine. Connor Johnson, are we backfilling for Utah when they go to the ACC?
You know what? Yeah.
And are we travel partners with them, by the way, if in fact they end up adding to the ACC? And so there's that. Yeah. I never took any of it seriously. I could see it in my timeline occasionally, never responded, and didn't even really care much about it.
I saw it, my eyes immediately rolled because it just made no sense. And the further I looked into it, the more I realized just how nonsensical it all was to begin with, and kind of was a gag really by the end of it. So, yeah, it caught a lot of steam. I mean, that happens with any following, rumors and things like that, but especially in realignment, those things can really go crazy. And so it was very interesting to just see. There were plenty of Utah fans who were like, no, we want to be in the Big 12. I think the fan base is getting a bit of a bad rap sometimes because some of their more outspoken fans. But no, you're in the Big 12. You're probably going to be there for a little while. And it's certainly, there's no real backing to the ACC rumor, as Mark Harlan had to come out and try to extinguish earlier today.
I think eventually, if it was just one 68-team college football conference, there would still be realignment talk at some point. When we come back,